It's Ron Reader digs the universe. I'm Ron Reader, and this is Ron Reader Digs the Universe, and tonight, Columbine. Every day. I had a new Spanish teacher for my senior year in high school, and she and I did not get along. My senioritis, I guess, made it really difficult to deal with her strict schoolmarm persona, or rather she was just a jerk who fucked with me, and so I fucked with her. My campaign consisted of class disrupting absurdities. She would move my desk and send me out into the hall. One day, while she lectured, I was sort of absent-mindedly playing with my fingers, and she asked me what I was doing, you know, to fuck with me. And so I told her I'm making a bomb to blow you up. Just an absurdity. I mean, obviously I wasn't making a bomb, and everybody, including my nemesis teacher, laughed at the joke. If there was a problem, it was that I was cutting up in class, not that I was going to blow up my teacher. But that was 1985. Seems like a totally different world. I read a ProPublica story over at Raw Story yesterday investigating how schools in the state of Tennessee are these days dealing with student behavior not too far afield from my own 40 years ago. The first part of the article relates how some middle school cheerleaders in Greene County were brought up on charges for making a TikTok video featuring a sort of silly, dramatic, giggly pantomime school shooting story before a cheerleading practice. After the arrest, the cops were all beating their chests about the bust and their authoritarian pride. An assistant coach who had no idea they were dramatizing a school shooting, she lost her job. The article goes on to list a rash of similar overreactions around the state, and I get the sense Tennessee is not the only state where this is happening. People are afraid of getting caught up in the next school shooting, and apparently they're being irrational assholes about it. It reminds me very much of how the school where I was teaching when the Columbine massacre happened reacted to that gun tragedy. There were daily school shooting drills, a beefed up force of rent-a-cops running around like Steven Seagal, rumors of a bomb threat coming to force everybody out of the building where they would then be mown down in a drive-by shooting. Palpable fear was just living in that building, and this anxious environment seemed to be the emotional justification for the official harassment of any individual who even seemed remotely similar to the Columbine shooters, loners, misfits, kids dressed in black, Marilyn Manson fans, scapegoats all, even though it made absolutely no sense. Leaning on these kids was solely about easing the fear of faculty, staff, and parents, not saving lives. We're seeing the exact same irrational and fear-driven dynamic playing out in Tennessee and likely everywhere else right now. They're punishing legitimate personal expression about a topic very real to teen lives just because they want a scapegoat. None of this makes schools any safer. All of this terrorizes kids for no good reason. Look, I understand being afraid of mass shootings. You know, they happen all the time now. There was another one just last night in Midtown Manhattan. So be vigilant and fight for sensible gun legislation, but don't teach kids that it's good to live in a police state where the concept of thought crime is normal. We've already got too many problems with that Nazi shit already. I'm Ron Reeder, and this has been Ron Reeder Digs the Universe. Join me, Ron Reeder, again next week for another episode of Ron Reeder Digs the Universe.